Remember when I said episode 12 was the hardest review to make? Yeah, this tops it now.
Yeah, I remember.
What's up, guys? It's Rev, and episode 14 is finally upon us. Yeah. It released a couple of days ago, and I have to say, this episode was really great. I tried to make a reaction video of me with Moxie and Sora, but I had to go to graduation on that day, which sucks, so here's my terrible animation of me silently trying to watch the episode in front of hundreds of other people. Ultimately though, the reason why this took so long for me to make was because it took me a long time to come up with the final decision that I will be discussing in this video. Since you guys know how I review these episodes, and for the people who don't know how I rate these episodes, first off, watch my other 3 previous reviews because I spent hours making them and it would mean a lot to me if you did. And second off, it's fine if you don't, old Revy boy over here will guide you through it all. So basically, I split these videos up into 3 parts: animation, joke/roast, and beatbox/performance. I'm gonna switch things up again and talk about their beatbox/performances first because it's honestly some of the best performances in the series, so yeah, let's get into it.
This is how we do it. Oh my god! Is it poison?
Black Panther's performance was really amazing, but I do have some complaints. Black Panther had a little bit of an autotune issue where I couldn't hear him in some parts. In fact, there are maybe like 2 or 3 lines I still can't understand. Also, while the references were cool, I don't really think they were necessary. The X-Force/X-Men characters and the background Wakandian characters didn't need to exist, but I still think it contributes to Black Panther's performance having really neat visuals. I love the remix to This Is How We Do It, and the ending is just fantastic, probably in my top 5 best endings to a CBB performance. This might be just me talking, but I think Deadpool has probably one of the best performances in the series. Going into this, I was rooting for Black Panther, but I felt like Deadpool would do something so unexpected that he'll most likely win, and he did. Although his visuals weren't as good as Black Panther's, Deadpool still manages to make his performance so amazing with all the trash talking, his amazing flow, and great beatboxing. His remix to Here Comes the Hot Stepper is just almost close to perfection, man. It's so good, and I've been listening to it on repeat in my spare time. It's just so great. The one thing I do really like about this episode is that their performance remixes match so well with their characters. Black Panther's party/dance style mixes so well with his third performance, and Deadpool's old school rap/hip hop style mixes almost perfectly with his third performance. So I'll end off this section by saying something that I think most people can agree on. While Black Panther had the better beatboxing and visuals, Deadpool overall had the better performance and flow. So yeah. Now that that's out of the way, we can get into roast/jokes.
You have no honor. That's why you will always be alone.
Whoa, this is getting a little...
Let me start off by saying that the filler for this episode is some of the best in the series. How Deadpool constantly goes back and forth playing his role as the egotistical comic to how Black Panther tries to stay confident and make fun of how Deadpool acts and lives is just so entertaining to watch. The jokes in this episode are great, like Deadpool burning the cookies, saying he got the recipe from Thanos, calling Black Panther a pussycat, the episode 12 reference, the interaction with Mario. It's like the humor in this episode is like something I would see on a real cartoon television show. It's simply hysterical. And before I get into the next section, here are my favorite roasts from the episode.
It's not the first time Deadpool's burning blunt. Look at his skin, it's faded. He looks like a block of cheese that's been grated. Nobody really wants to be your side. Your beauty X-Force can't go against what I try to do. You got blacklisted by a mystery savior. This is how we do it.
One's dressed like a Power Ranger whose suit doesn't even match, and the other one's a big pussy cat.
Your clan did not miss you. I really love when Thanos snapped you to dust. Another one bites the dust.
The roasts have the same energy as episode 12, and it's just so good. Now everybody, it is now time for my favorite section to cover, animation. And before I say anything else, I'm gonna let you guys watch this meme that Verbalase actually made himself. talk to whenever it comes to animation slash animating, but you don't need a map to try and find out the many errors in this episode. I totally understand that Ace included a lot of cameos in this episode, and I'm pretty sure it takes a really long time to make the characters as smoothly as you can, and I'm pretty sure they made them the best that they could, but that doesn't excuse the many errors with just Black Panther and Deadpool during their performances. Other than that, I really liked how this episode turned out. The animation is pretty smooth, and although Patrick vs. Pennywise showed more emotion in the characters' faces, the details on Black Panther and Deadpool themselves shine in this episode. All I can say is that this episode looks really good, except for the new Thanos. He honestly scares me. Overall, this is definitely in my top 5 favorite episodes in the series, and after the finale, I plan on making another ranking on all the solos again. But before I go, I have some opinions that I just want to state one last time. 1. I think Deadpool won because all of the funny trash talking, the crazy visuals, good beatboxing, and the amazing flow, and overall it's just the better performance. 2. Since Deadpool is already pretty much confirmed to be in the finale, that means episode 15 will most likely be Deadpool vs. Patrick, and I will be rooting for Patrick, but if Deadpool wins, I honestly couldn't care less. Each of their performances have gotten way better over time, and they both have the potential to make this the best episode in the series. 3. Since Ace has confirmed that he will be getting a newer animation team, I honestly think that this newer animation team will be better than the round 3 animators, because while good as this animation was, I still think improvement can be made since Ace spent so much money on trying to make these episodes the best that he can. 4. Now that everything's out the way, here's my new ranking, and hopefully after season 1 ends, I can put out the new ranking as soon as I can. Anyway guys, this video is pretty long as it is, so I gotta go eat some Dairy Queen at the time of recording this. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next review. Until then, rev out.
語れない眠れない黒い目